Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to take a look at the question, how can we find instructional video content? And this is part of our ongoing week 4 project, right, where we're building an instructional video. Today's specific learning goal is that we want to utilize a range of technology applications to help create visuals for our video. When it comes to finding video content, we do have a lot of options available to us. Okay, the first is the old school method of go out there and record it yourself. You can do in-person recordings. With today's phone technology, most people have the ability to record video pretty much anywhere at any time. So in-person recording is a great option if you want to capture things like in-person lessons, live interviews, if you want to capture a real-world representation of an object or of a scenario. In-person recording obviously has a ton of utility there. Another option is screen recording, right? If you're recording your device, whether it's a phone, whether it's a computer, could be your television, maybe you're playing Xbox or something, right? But we can record all these screens, and that allows us to show another world, the digital world. Okay, maybe you're showing how to install a program, how to use an application, right? Or just giving a digital presentation. There are lots of different options out there. Once we start recording screens, you essentially can record any application that exists, and that obviously opens up a lot of instructional power, right? Being able to walk through things and talk about them as they're happening on the screen. Obviously, a lot of benefit there. Now, if you maybe don't have the power to record, or if you're looking for a quick clip about something and you don't want to go through that recording process, we have some other options. There are a lot of stock videos similar to stock images. These are random short clips that might record different things. Maybe you're looking for a stock video of puppies to get a point across, or people, or trees, whatever you're looking for. Chances are there's a stock video for it. This is just essentially kind of random footage of different topics. So we'll take a look at some stock video libraries, but there's a lot there that we can utilize, and a lot of it we don't even have to cite, which is what's nice about the stock videos. But we'll talk about the licensing and that sort of thing here in a second. We also have the option to download from YouTube directly. Okay, maybe you want to reference a clip. Maybe you want to reference a news story. Well, we have that fair use privilege, right? Those rights of fair use, where as long as we're using not the entire clip, but a part of it, and it's for educational purposes, chances are you're fine there as long as we're citing things. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to download a video from YouTube and use part of those clips in your instructional video. And obviously, there's a wealth of video on YouTube, so by being able to access that resource, we get access to a massive amount of video there. And the last way we're going to talk about finding video content is animation generators. Okay, you guys have probably seen these. These have been very popular the last 10 or 15 years, whether it's the whiteboard animation generators, the little cartoons. Okay, there's all sorts of little tools that help you generate these tiny animations that maybe tell a story of some sort. Okay, so we'll talk about some of those as well today. But those are I think some of the biggest ways to find content for your instructional video, as well as some AI generation options, which we're going to get into more next week. But let's dive into this. First, I want to talk about stock video. And it looks like I might have jumped the gun here a little bit. Before we talk about stock video, I did want to talk about Project 3. Okay, I received a couple questions on email about Project 3 and kind of what that looks like, since I've asked you guys to outline it, but haven't gave you a whole lot of details, right? Obviously, that's difficult. So for Project 3, we're designing an instructional video. You guys can choose whatever topic you would like. It can be tied to last week's topic. It can be a brand new topic. But essentially what I'm looking for is that you can find content from a few different areas and edit it together into a video. Okay, so that's what we really want to practice in this class, is we're pulling content from different areas, we're editing them together, and we're following that outline that storyboard that we designed last class. Okay, and if you need to redesign that after you see this, that's totally fine. But the scenes specifically that I'm going to be looking for is that, one, you have an in-person recording in your instructional video. Two, that you have some kind of stock video that you've added voiceover to. And we'll go over how to add that voiceover and the editing side of things next class. Okay, I just want to give you guys an idea of what we're building to this class. 3, okay, I want you to have footage from a YouTube clip that has a text overlay with a citation. Okay, once again, we'll talk about the editing aspect, the citation aspect next class. But today I want us to download that YouTube clip. And then 4, you have an option here. We can either include a generated animation in a scene or a screen recording of an educational app. Okay, so as we're talking today, as we're looking for videos, I want you guys to be thinking in the back of your mind about this project 3. Okay, we're making a short instructional video, and these are the aspects we need to have in that video. Okay, so as you're looking at the stock video library, start to think of what can I incorporate into my instructional video, right? What would make sense to add into there? Or what kind of in-person recording or YouTube clip makes sense with the topic I'm talking about? Okay, so I just wanted to give a little more clarification there. We'll talk about project 3 as well at the end. But I just wanted you guys to have an idea as we're going through these different programs, kind of what we're building towards. Okay, we're building towards 3 to 5 minute instructional video that has these different clips of different styles edited together. Okay, so that's the end goal here. Now, you probably already know how to record a video on your phone. Last week, we went over how to do a screen recording using OBS. So really the next type of topic I wanted to get into with these video content is the stock video. Okay, that's where I wanted to start here. Now, Pexels.com is a stock video website I found that does not require an account, does not require a login. So, right, in today's day and age, that's enough. If you don't require either of those things and you're competent, what a great app, right? We are roped into so many different logins and that sort of things these days. But all that being said, so Pexels is one I recommend. Check it out. I'm going to have a link for it in our module for today. But we can come here, and if we switch from photos to videos, okay, we have a stock video library at our fingertips here. Now, what's nice about this particular library, if we click on license, that all photos and videos are not only free to use, but attribution is not required. Okay, we don't have to cite this stock video if we use it in our video. Okay, you do have to be careful. Don't use identifiable people or sell unaltered copies of the video. You can't use your endorsement, right? There's some rules, but for the most part, educational purposes will be fine using these videos without citation. So that's nice. Okay, that makes our life easier. But whatever you're looking for, if you're going to create an instructional video, maybe you're an engineering teacher and you're talking about bridges and trusses, well, we can come in here and search for a video of a bridge. We can play it. This looks pretty good. Maybe this will serve as the stock video for the intro to our bridges unit. Okay, and it's as simple as you can click the free download button and it'll download to your downloads folder. Super easy. You can see how we can grab these different images. Stock videos make great representational videos. Okay, if you want to talk about a bridge, you can go find a video of a bridge. If you want to talk about an elephant, okay, we already talked about elephants in this class, but that's fine. That's what came to mind. You can go find a video of your elephant. And maybe this is the intro to our lesson. Maybe we're talking about a specific part of the elephant, their tusks or their tail. Okay. Or maybe this is just cosmetic backdrop as you introduce your lesson, right? And you pop up a title somewhere using that secondary structure. But the important thing is how easy it is to access the stock footage. And then now we have that backdrop. Now we have something to work off of. We can add our secondary structure. We can add our voiceover. Okay, we can take this and make a lesson out of it, out of that base structure. But the important thing is that you guys can navigate this. You can find different videos and you can download them, right? Because then we can utilize them in our project. But Pexels.com, pretty great stock video library. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to go over. Not a whole lot with stock videos, just it's a good source of videos that you can incorporate. And it's kind of up to you guys how you're going to incorporate them in your different content area and what that looks like for your content area and age group. But hopefully this is another tool for the toolbox for you. Next, let's say that you were able to find some stock videos of bridges, but you wanted something a little longer. Okay, you wanted something that you could talk over at length, maybe a few minutes worth of kind of bridge content. And you weren't quite able to find that on the stock videos, but you were able to find a video on YouTube. Okay, for example, here's a drone flyover of the Golden Gate Bridge. And you can see we have 6 minutes here of just great cosmetic footage of this bridge from different angles, wide shots and long shots and all that sorts of thing. So this is great. Maybe you want to utilize this in your instructional video. Okay, you can talk about bridges and the history of trusses while this great bridge is shown in the background, right? If we wanted to do that, it's as simple as copying our YouTube link, popping over to a YouTube converter. Okay, there are a lot of different apps that do this. I don't know which one is the best one. I'm going to link you guys one on wave.video. Seems to work pretty good. Okay, but a lot of times you can find these. You just got to be careful. Some of the YouTube converters will give you different pop-ups and get you to download different things, right? Just like all of the internet, be careful what you download. But this one seems to work pretty good. And it's as simple as pasting in our URL. Okay, we have some options here if you want to trim it or resize it, that sort of thing. But we can always do that in our editor later. So we can just download the direct version there. Okay, and you can see that'll pop up in our downloads folder. So yeah, that's how we can download a video from YouTube. We do have to cite these, okay, and be careful about which videos you use and that sort of thing and how much of the video you're showing. Okay, don't use someone else's entire video. Always use kind of a snippet and always make sure to use a citation. But we'll talk about that next class, how to create that citation overlay using text add-ons. But that is how you download a video from YouTube. Okay, and the last tool I wanted to talk about, let's say you couldn't find a stock video that fit your instructional video. You couldn't find a YouTube video to add that context. Maybe you could create a cartoon or an animation to add that context instead. And there's lots of options there, lots of different programs that kind of create these cartoons and animations. A lot of them do have paid subscriptions, unfortunately, so there's not a ton of free options out there. But I just want to introduce you guys to kind of a few programs this week, essentially, and let you guys explore them at your leisure, okay? So these are some different options for you to explore. We have Beyond.com, okay? One of these animators. Pretty good one here, but it is a little steep as far as the pricing. Okay, so on these, I'm not going to require these as part of our assignment since I know they can get up there. But if you really like instructional design, you really like video creation, maybe one of these apps does interest you. So I'm just going to link them this week so you can check them out. Okay, we have Beyond is one option. Animaker is another option here. Lets us have characters and incorporate different things here. Powtoon is another one that you see all these pop-ups we get here. Powtoon is another one that allows you to create those animations and cartoons. and write different visuals and that sort of thing. Doodly, another option here. You can see we get kind of the whiteboard sketches from this one. And then one that I did find that did have a free option was Movely. Okay, so there's a ton of these out there. This is, I think, the only one I could find that had a free subscription plan. Let me pop over to plans here and we can see that as we slowly load. Right, so most of these apps and softwares are going to charge you monthly. Movely does have a free option, but you are limited in the fact that you can only publish up to 2 minutes of video. Okay, so still not amazing, but it's better than nothing. So if you want to start experimenting with these different animation generators, I think Movely is a cool one that you could check out. And if you really like it, you can move on to one of the higher tech ones that probably cost a little more. I think a lot of times in the industry, Articulate Storyline is a common app like this where you can create different scenes and animations. But I've heard Articulate is very good if you're going to work in the private sector. If you're working in higher ed, it's not used as much, but those private sector trainings definitely used there. So something to think about. So here's an example of what these animation generators might look like. Okay, we have a timeline at the bottom here. We have kind of our working screen, a library to the left, some properties to the right. Okay, I'm not going to go too in-depth on this, but essentially what you can do is you can come over here, look for different graphics in our library. Maybe we want a cartoon. Okay, a beach ball looks good. We can drag that onto our screen. Maybe resize it since it's a little big here. Okay, and then what these programs allow you to do is you add in these different objects, and then you can add animations. Okay, so with our beach ball here, we can come to add animation at the bottom. Maybe we want something simple. We just want the ball moving from left to right. And then by adding that in, if I hit play, you can see the balls moving to the right there. Okay, so there's a lot going on inside these programs. I think a lot to explore. I'm not going to get too in-depth for these, but if it's something that interests you, check it out, try it out. If it's something that maybe looks a little overwhelming, don't worry too much because this is kind of an optional requirement for this week's project, okay? You can try out the animation generator or you can use another educational app for project 3. So why don't we talk about that next? All right, so we've talked about project 3, right? We're going to do part 2 today, which is finding essentially our video clips. But in that project 3, we're making that 3 to 5 minute instructional video. It can be teaching whatever you would like. Just make sure we're building off that analysis and outline of part 1. Okay, if you need to redo that knowing this info, that's fine. But in our video, I'm looking for 4 types of scenes, okay, 4 types of clips. I want something that you recorded in person, something that you found online, a stock video that you added voiceover to. Okay, remember, we're going to add that voiceover next class, so don't worry about doing that yet. We're just finding that stock video that you can use in your instructional video. Okay, I want some kind of clip that you found on YouTube that you're going to cite. Okay, remember, we're going to learn how to do that citation next class as well. And then part 4, what we've been talking about today, is you can include an animation that you've created in one of these apps. Okay, whether it's Doodly, Animaker, Powtoon, Movely, whatever. If you want to make an animation and try that out, you can use that in your instructional video. Or if that UI looked a little too intimidating, or you don't want to deal with these free trials and subscription plans and all that, that's okay. Instead, what you can do is give me a screen recording of an educational app. Okay, so any educational app, I'm going to leave this wide open. This can be you plotting points on a graphing calculator on screen. This can be you teaching a presentation through PowerPoint or Canva or Google Slides. This could be you showing a different educational app. Maybe that's more narrow to your field and how to use that app. Okay, but whatever you'd like there. But those are the 4 things I'd like to see in this project 3. Okay, so hopefully that makes a little more sense than yesterday. I know it was a little unclear there, but feel free, reach out if you have any questions on that. But that's what we're looking to do for project 3. As far as our remaining tasks for today, okay, we're going to be working on that project 3. There's no reading that's required today. I do have some tools for you to explore. Okay, there's some video downloaders. We have that stock video library for you to check out, Pexels, as well as that YouTube to MP4 link. Okay, that should be a 4 there. And some animation generators, right? So if you want to check out Movely, Beyond, Animaker, Powtoons, Doodly, check those out. If you're looking at those and you don't want to deal with them, that's okay. Remember, we have some options for that project 3. Other things, there is no quiz today since we're not introducing a ton of new content. Nothing to really quiz on, more just things to explore. And our assignment, we're working on that project 3, part 2. Right? Try to find your clips, try to get them downloaded. That way, next class, we can go over some editing techniques. We can edit everything together. And we can call it a week and celebrate the 4th. All right. So let me know if you guys have any questions, but that is our lesson for today. So have a good one.